back. I'm Stanford Chidge, and you are watching and even listening on Mixlr to the Chelsea Football FanCast. Now, this is the bit of the show that we like to call the Fannies, and the reason we call them the Fannies is that we are the FanCast, and they're kind of our equivalent of the Oscars. I don't like saying that anymore. Never got a player called Oscar. Yeah. I'm never ever going to say that again. All right, I promise. But anyway, it's like where we have our Man of the Match award, Chant of the Match award, and we like doing a thing called a Guinness moment, which is a moment of sheer brilliance that's made us very, very excited. Like, so excited that a little bit of wee comes out in my case. Or the Celery moment, which is for something that's basically redolent of proper Chelseness, you know, like from the past, an old Ron Harris tackle, or usually for something of complete stupidity and nonsense on or off the pitch, because I kind of like a bit of that. Anyway, enough of me prattling on. First of all, we have Man of the Match, and the nominations this week are David Luiz and David Luiz and David Luiz. No, I'm only joking. They are, in fact, Eto'o, Samuel Eto'o. There we go. The fastest man in the Premier League when he's chasing after his pay packet. That's right. He's got gold dust there. Look at that, sand and glitter. Like that, he walks on gold dust. I love the man. I'm in love with Samuel Eto'o. I've decided. Brilliant. Anyway, we also have. I think Cahill absolutely deserves a nomination. I'm kind of with Ross there. Look at that. Look at that. Leaping like a tin of salmon. That's brilliant. Look at that. He's head and shoulders above United's players, isn't he? You know, look at that. Good old Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill's is in a brilliant run of form, I think. Last kind of couple of months. Stepped up to the plate, doesn't he? Yeah, loving a bit of that. Right, so my last mention is that if you don't, it's a bit like Stevie G on Match of the Day or Sky. You know, if you don't award Stevie G Man of the Match on Sky or BBC, you get fired. It's a well-known fact. It's a Chidge fact, but a well-known fact. On the Chelsea FanCast, if you don't nominate Eden Hazard for Man of the Match, then you'll never be on the show ever again. So there we go. And that includes me. So there we go. There's Hazard making Chris Smalling look small, if you see what I mean. No, obviously not. Okay, anyway, that's Eden Hazard. I think he deserves a nomination because I just love him, basically.
I think the amount the fans were singing about him as well showed that the fans were quite happy with him.
He did. Good noises.
Quite a few of them. Yeah, but he did play really well. Even when there was no one else up there, he was still like keeping the ball. He was confident in it. He doesn't flap. He doesn't panic. He knows what he's going to do whenever he gets it. I kind of get the feeling that Jose's had a really interesting word with Hazard, because I've noticed in the last few games that he's even more prepared to, you know, go on a lovely mazy run, take 3 or 4 players on and beat them, and then hopefully end either with a decent cross or a decent shot. I think Jose said, "Come on, mate, you know how talented you are, just go and do it."
I think reputation helps as well. Everyone in the league knows that he's in really, really good form, so they're naturally scared of him. They're naturally expecting him to do something. So.
Well, I mean, he did one run, which I'm actually going to mention in the Guinness moment later on, but it was just, it's like old-fashioned football in a way. Do you know what I mean, Dan? Like, it reminds me of Pat Nevin and players like that, Charlie Cook. You know,
before my time, mate.
Well, I mean, Charlie Cook was before my time
grey,
too.
Man, that grey.
I mean, I'm really not that old, honestly. Just older friends of mine have told me. Okay, trust me. Pat Nevin, certainly, he's our age group, isn't he? You know, he's got that kind of feel about him. I really love Eden Hazard. I'm feeling a lot of love today. There's a lot of love in the house. There is. Anyway, we should choose, really. What do you reckon?
I don't think you can look past Eto'o. I know there's kind of a difference between giving it to the person who scored the most goals and giving it to the person who didn't really put a foot wrong, so it's got to be Eto'o, really.
That's right. So the Andy Townsend award from Pablo there. What do I mean by that, I hear you say? Well, Andy Townsend is not exactly the brightest chip off the block, allegedly, so he always goes for the most obvious candidate for
actually, the best idiot of the day tweet came from Robbie Savage, who inexplicably been given a tactics column.
Oh, my God. Where?
BBC.
No!
And mentioned the fact that he didn't understand why Raphael's average positioning on the heat map was in the middle of the pitch, forgetting that he played the first half at right back and the second half at left back.
The man has got the brains. The man has got the brains of a chocolate mouse. I mean, there is no other way to put it. Eto'o.
Yeah.
Eto'o.
Oh.
I'm going to go for. I'll go for Eto'o. He scored a hat-trick. How can you not vote for Eto'o when he scored a hat-trick? Benches, what do you reckon? Chattanooga?
Yeah, Ken Barkway agrees with you, and so does Seb. Yeah, they would say Eto'o as well. Well, no, if you're going to ask, Joe Tweeds has actually said his man of the match.
No less a man than Joe Tweeds.
Yeah, he says Willian was his man of the match. He didn't even get a mention.
Oh, fair point, Joe. And we should say happy birthday to Joe for... I was very recently anyway. I think it might have been Saturday, it might have been Friday. But anyway, well, happy birthday to you, Joe. No, I think Joe's got a valid point there, because I think that Willian's been playing brilliantly for the last few weeks, and actually I think he's beginning to make the difference. And I think that front three, if you like, of Willian, Hazard and Oscar is gelling lovely.
On Eto'o, can I just say something? As the man of the match, as the triple goal scorer, I was offered an interview with him post-match, but it had to be in French or Spanish.
Yeah.
So I've got an exclusive coming out about how many sisters he's got on the way to the station.
Yeah. Or would you like a ham and cheese sandwich and a bit? That's about all I know how to say in Spanish.
Come on. He did actually...
Come on and cerveza.
I can't properly talk about it because it's under embargo, but he did talk about come on.
Embargo, is that a Spanish word?
El embargo.
Is that like a ham sandwich, an embargo?
Si.
Okay, I think that was Dan's way of saying move on. So we will. We're going to move on right now to Chant. I like having some kind of vaguely sensible like Dan on, because he does tell me to shut up when I need to be told to shut up. And that was then. Anyway, right, Chant of the match is next. And for your delectation... actually, there were a lot of good songs yesterday, I have to say, and even more brilliant, there were a lot of songs that I'm actually allowed to sing on the FanCast, which is rare. My favourites are the following. They are David Moyes, We Want You to Stay. And we should have I think benches. When I say them, I think what you should do, I need a rendition from you. So we'll try this. This is the first time we've done this. It'll be great. David Moyes, We Want You to Stay. Benches.
We want you to stay. We want you to stay. David Moyes, we want you to stay.
Very good. I think clap for bench for that one. Pablo's not happy because he likes to kick Sloop John B out of modern football.
Quite.
Right, the other one I really, really liked was aimed at Ashley Young. No, not that one. The one that we are allowed to sing, which is Dive in a Minute. Benches?
He's gonna dive in a minute. Dive in a minute. He's gonna dive in a minute.
Yeah, I think you toned it down a bit. I think we need you to a bit more passion.
Can we not join in as well then?
Yeah, if you want, but can you do it quietly because your singing's terrible. The other one, which I really do think deserves a mention, a weird one really, but it was just sung with such fervour and gusto. If I tell you that where I sit in Gate 17, nearly everybody stood up to do the one man went to Mo, and I don't think I've seen that happen in 10 years.
Yeah, that was going to be my nomination, actually.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'm happy for a late run on that, but the Super Chelsea FC, I mean, it was belted out by the Matthew Harding upper and lower yesterday, wasn't it? Remember that?
I'll be honest, I don't.
What do I?
Well, I'm going to go for... We can't let them do one man went to Mo. We'll be here all night. Ready? So, Super Chelsea FC benches...
And it's Super Chelsea. Super Chelsea FC. We're by far the greatest team the world has ever seen.
And it's...
Right.
Don't forget, most of these don't sing at the game.
Oh, that's a gross... what a slanderous thing to say. But you are probably right. Anyway, I like it. This could catch on. I'm liking this. You, Pablo?
Yeah, that's all right.
If you're like that unenthusiastic about it must be a brilliant idea. Now, there's a late runner. I know Pablo liked the one man went to Mo, and I'll let him vote for that if he wants to. But in the pub afterwards, Loza from the brilliant band The Beautiful Game, for which Pablo is the bassist, as we now know. But he came up with a song, and it was rather naughty, and it used a word that we're not allowed to use. And I actually thought, in view of the fact we just beat Man United, we should adapt it to Man United. And if you remember the Stranglers and No More Heroes, it kind of goes like this. Whatever happened to United? Whatever happened to United? Repeat. No more trophies anymore. No more trophies anymore. Well, then don't sing along with me. But I mean... On your own. One singer, there's only one... OK, Loza and I had a lot to drink by that, so probably seemed a lot funnier at the time, so...
Okay. I don't even know this song, Chidge.
Okay, I know when I'm defeated. All right, okay, I'm just going to be miserable like Pablo for the rest of the show, and then you'll be sorry. You will. Should we go? We're going to vote.
Yeah. Can I chip in on that one?
You can.
Can we play you every week?
Oh, yeah. I didn't hear his song though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Was it?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to vote. What you going to go for?
Come back to me at the end.
You're like tell you are, Dan. Whatever you want. It doesn't have to be on my list.
Can we play you every week?
Okay, Dan's going for Can We Play You Every Week.
Same man went to Mo.
You're going to go for One Man Went to Mo. I'm going to go for David Moyes, We Want You to Stay, because I quite like that. Darren?
I actually really like the Willian song when we're singing it. I'm not being a dick.
Okay, no. Darren, yeah, I mean, he hasn't been able to vote for it for 5 weeks. And we all have, so that's fair enough. Benches, this could be your casting vote this week, collectively or individually, I don't mind.
Right, Diane and Rob Dog say we want you to stay was their favourite. So it's probably going to be agreeing with you, Chidge.
Am I getting a lot of nodding on the bench yet? Oh, no, Gaffer? Gaffer, you want one man to mow?
Yeah, that started behind me.
Did it? Okay, all right. So there we go. So it's very, very clear, distinct winner this week. It is David Moyes. We want you to stay. What? Okay, no, I'm going to cheat. I always cheat. So there we go. Now, talking of cheating, this video is not a cheating video at all. We kind of shot this many, many, many years ago in what used to be our pub, the Maltster, the Jolly Malt House, which is a great pub and no longer is. It's a horrible excuse for a bistro. And talking of which, actually, our current pub, the Southern Cross, is going the same way. It's disgraceful. Anyway, we had a load of people who were all on the FanCast. You'll recognise some of these people talking about basically what Chelsea means to them. But look out for the older gentleman who is known to us as Psycho Phil, or Big Phil, and he is just hilarious in this. So have a look at this. You should enjoy this.
I tell you what it's like. When we're good, it's great, and when we're crap, it was even better.
We're not lose at the Blues.
When we were rubbish, we still drew big support. And I remember going up there one game, we were playing Carlisle away on a wet January, and this bus was going up in front of us, big Union Jack in the back, Chelsea, the religion. You just went. It was an act of defiance. To me, the passion came from the years of winning nothing.
I reckon there is a general camaraderie and attitude which you get at Chelsea, which you don't get at these other clubs.
Well, we say this, but Chelsea's all we know.
This is why I hate Liverpool so much. Everything they stand for is so different to what we stand for having won so many trophies, and that's all they think is important. And for me, that doesn't make a difference. Nothing at all. Whether we win trophies or not, it doesn't make any difference. I don't think that's true of so many clubs. I really don't.
For me, it has to be the wittiness, though. It's someone singing a new song or making a really funny remark, and it catches on like wildfire, and you just have a brilliant time making up a load of songs.
Who else sings songs about celery?
Celery, celery, here come I'll tickle a bum with a lump of celery.
Lucky escape there. That was all I could see where that was going, and it was obviously going downhill. I've had a brilliant tweet from Seb here who says Pablo's hair. Actually, I forgot about all of that, but you look about 14. I mean, Ross, Stu, Chris, they were... I mean, basically, for those of you who don't know, but I mean, everybody there, they were all on the podcast when we first started, and we shot that for a reason that is too boring to go into, but I've always loved that, but particularly Phil, who is hilarious. We've got to get on, because we've only got 7 minutes left to finish this blooming part. Guinness moment. I should tell you, by the way, if you've got a video of your own, clearly it won't be as well directed and filmed as that, but I don't mind. But if you've got something that you shot either in the stands or in the pub before or after or whatever, film it on your iPhone device like that, not like that. And then if you email chelseafancast@gmail.com and let me know, and we'll figure out how to get it on the show. Okay, if it's got swearing in there, I have to go, but it'll still get on. Anyway, right. Guinness moment. My nominations are as follows. The Hazard great run, I said, that was in the first half where he kind of went and then boshed the ball in like really low, but I just love that. Yeah, I've got the chef is nodding his head in agreement with that, quite right too. Now, I've also got for the second one, I've got Oscar's overhead kick, right? But I mean, really, look at that, that's actually a good still of it, I like that. But actually the whole move was brilliant.
That was the one where Willian took it and everyone bounced off him, and
I will get to that in a minute, but yeah, that's where it started. That whole move was joyous to behold, but I think we'll single out the Oscar overhead kick. If that had gone in, that would have been goal of the season.
It would have gone if he'd headed it.
It probably would, but I like the fact he was going for spectacular. And of course, finally, I think it would be remiss of us not to nominate Eto'o's hat-trick goal, even if I could have probably scored it. But it's a hat-trick. We don't see many hat-tricks at Chelsea these days. If the last one was by Torres against QPR, that's a couple of years ago, isn't it? Cheddar?
Yeah, Torres,
A couple of years ago?
Yeah, QPR, as Darren mentioned, 6-1.
It's like Father Jack, isn't it? From Father Ted. Prick! That's right, Cheddar, you wake up. Anyway, so those are my three nominees. What would you reckon, Pablo?
Yeah, I think probably the move for the Oscar overhead actually was...
It was very Guinness. A little bit where he came out, definitely, for me.
It was a super counter-attacking football, really, with all of them involved.
Yeah, I really like that. Darren?
Okay with that?
I don't disagree, but for the reason that you gave, we can remember last time someone scored a hat-trick. It was good for Eto'o to do so, and Eto'o's
You're going to go for Eto'o?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
And I think Eto'o and all 3 celebrations as well.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, just to make it complicated, I'm going to go for Oscar, so we've got a heat. There we go, dead heat. Right, boys, we're tied between Oscar and Eto'o. Benches, do your job. Cast your casting votes. What do you reckon, boys? Eto'o.
Oscar for me.
Ooh. Eto'o.
Hazard, to be different.
Oh, well, no, Dan, that's
Eto'o
good.
wins then.
No, that's fine. Eto'o wins. Well done. Eto'o wins. Well done, Benches. You did a sterling job there. That's what we need you to do. Do your benches, do your job. They did, didn't they? Right, last but by no means least, as we whiz on, we've got our celery moment, which is always my favourite bit of the show. Anyway, we have got... Pablo just kind of mentioned it. And I really love this. And I actually, the minute he did it, I just said celery, and it was Willian outmuscling the walking gurn. Also, look, he's doing it there. I mean, is there a picture of Jones where he's not gurning? There's something wrong with that boy. There is something wrong with him.
Someone's compared him to the simple farmhand chasing after his tractor or something like that.
He does I grew up in the country and I went to school with people who looked like that. Blimey. But anyway, I thought for Willian, he's a small little Brazilian, but he just got him, barged him right. I was proper. I love that. You like that?
Drogba did something similar once.
You like that? Huh?
Drogba did something very similar against Arsenal, didn't he?
Drogba's huge. Willian's,
exactly.
He did, but he was having none of it. Jones thought I could just get him out of the way, and he said, no, bosh, and then went on to do a brilliant move. But I mean, I think celery for out-muscling Jones.
And Willian is, of course, only 4'10" without his hair.
Is he really? Yeah. Actually, he used to be in that children's TV series, the Hair Bear Bunch, didn't he? I remember that as a kid. You remember that? That's one for the older people, I think, probably. Very old in some respects. Anyway, the next one is we've got if you can't nominate Cech for almost mucking up entirely and then doing a Cruyff turn to outwit that horrible little player Hernandez. It was Hernandez. It wasn't Young.
Yeah, it's not that.
It wasn't that one, but. Oh, they're just getting the. It's just. Ripper in the back. Any picture of Cech. Any picture of Cech. He's panicking. He couldn't get it. I'm not blaming you, Greg. We're just getting a bit of comedy out of you. But anyway, there you go. Cech giving the thumbs up. That works for me. But he did. He absolutely rinsed Hernandez. He then went hurtling into the net. I just thought it was that born celery moment for me. What do you reckon?
It's terrifying, really, though, wasn't it?
It was a bit. I laughed, though, to be fair.
My celery moment has to be just as Eto'o picked up the ball just before his first goal, the bloke behind me starts mouthing off, what's he ever done? And literally 3 seconds later, he turned Jones and swung it into the top corner.
You mean you're not going to vote for the third nomination, which is me questioning Eto'o starting in the pub before?
No.
No, why not?
Because I'm not.
Well, I am. Yeah, we're gonna have me. I know I can do it. It's my show. I can. It's my show. It's my toys, and if it's my party, and I'll nominate celery if I want to. Yeah, me being a Burke basically, and going a bit mental on Eto'o starting, and then obviously he scores a hat trick. I thought it was quite funny.
I think most people question Eto'o, but I mean, how often does that thing with Cech happen? Like, that was brilliant.
That's my boy. I'm not going to vote for myself, but I can nominate myself, can't I?
You sound like you're going to. You tried
no,
to.
I'm not. I'm not going to vote for myself. I'm going to vote for. Well, it's tough, Willian.
Please, I've not seen. Please, sir, can I make a nomination?
Yeah.
Okay. It came.
If it's on the list, you can.
It's not on this list. It's a new one.
Then you can't.
Okay. It came just after the Vidic red card. And it's just Moyes' face.
Yeah, I do see that.
Pure panic and terror in those eyes, about 4 foot out from his face.
Yeah, your eyes are offside. Having said that, just to swing it back to Cech again, the look on Mourinho's face when he did it, it's like, oh my God, what is he doing? Which I thought was quite funny as well.
It was the same with everyone else in the crowd, really.
Come on, we got to go to a break. So very, very quickly, what are you going to go for?
Definitely Cech.
Definitely Cech. Dan.
William.
You're going to go for Willian.
Just generally people questioning Eto'o and him coming up good.
We'll call that Eto'o.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Willian because it just really, I liked it. Bosh, proper. I know Cech's funny, Darren, but I just love Willian barging.
You sound like you're going to side with me and Dan's.
All right, I'll go for Cech. I'll go for Cech because I'm giving a lot of love to Darren. Benches, very quickly. You got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, Angel and Diane, they both say Cech as well.
All right, so I went for the right one in the end.
Yeah.
Justice has been seen to be done. And after the break, it will be served because we're going to be talking all sorts of very interesting things. I'll let you know in a minute.